Hey there, Capricorn, and welcome back to Unicorn Tarot for your mid-month reading. This is going to be a reading from February 15th through the 29th. We're going to take a look at your past, present, and near future energies. Also, Capricorn, if this reading resonates and you want to book a personal reading, all the information about how to do that is in the description box below. And of course, if you enjoy what I do and you want to say thank you, donation link is also below, and any and every amount is greatly appreciated. Okay, main energy for your reading is the Nine of Cups. Bottom of the deck, you get the Knight of Swords. There's definitely a lot of action being taken over the next 2 weeks and into the future to focus on your emotional stability, your emotional fulfillment, your desires. Now, the main energies or the main signs that I'm seeing, and again, this is for all signs, but this just is the prominent one. I'm seeing Aquarius. And then in terms of numbers, what I'm seeing is 17 and 16. So I don't know if those numbers mean anything to you. In the recent past, you get the Five of Cups, Four of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. There's a lot of you looking back at the past with regret, remorse, woulda, shoulda, coulda type of energy. Why did I do this? Why did I handle it this way? Why this? Why that? And again, I say you, Capricorn, because this is your reading. This could also be your person's energy, so take it as it resonates. There's also a lot of unhappiness tied up to the past because, again, when you play the woulda, shoulda, coulda game with regret, remorse, you know, all that, inevitably it's going to come up with some regret, some why did I handle it like this, and you feeling a little bit bummed out. Now, I do see you kind of making slow progress through that. This isn't super difficult energy, but it's more so just kind of like something in the past came up and you're just kind of like replaying it, and it's causing bummy energies, like kind of like, ugh, I'm feeling down, I'm feeling icky as a result. So that's in your past. In the current situation, you get the Star, the Tower, and the Eight of Cups. There's definitely this energy of having a desire, a deep, deep desire, and we'll see what this is. But at the same time, really looking at it as like, what's the point of me even having this? It's like too far gone. The energies are just too gone. Like the bridge is burnt essentially. So again, whatever happened in the past, you kind of want that past. You want that person, whatever it is, connection. You want it, you're missing it, but you also fear that maybe there's like, you know, there's too much time that has gone by, too much water under the bridge. Like that bridge is burnt. There's no way that we can like do anything about this. And so you're showing me, even though I want this, I'm not really letting myself get too emotionally invested in the possibility of having this and the thought of having this and making this happen, you know, because it's likely not going to work. In the near future, you get the Four of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Wands. Lots and lots of wands. You and this person, you do share a pretty good connection. You share a deep connection and a very deep bond with them. And the desire to communicate is here. But I also see some resistance. So I don't know if this is resistance internally for you, or if you do actually end up reaching out to the person and then you meet resistance from them, where they're kind of very guarded, very defensive. They're not interested. I don't know if they're not interested. It's more so like there's walls. It's just kind of like you're dealing with a bit of a brick wall here. Let's see. Let's take a look at the main energy for this reading, which is the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Hierophant. You are stressing out here because you're showing me, I feel the need to apologize. I feel the need to apologize to whoever this person is. You shared a very deep connection with them. It was almost like one of those intense connections, which again, I don't care how long you were together, weren't together, if you were even together, it doesn't matter. You're showing me, I'm stressing out because I realize that I effed up. I messed up and I'm the one that now needs to apologize. Now, just the thought of being able to apologize to this person and them accepting it and not having this resistance and these walls really does bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment. But you're also showing me I got an ego and it's pretty difficult for me to apologize. Apologies don't come easy for you. And for some reason, especially with this person and this connection, it's even more difficult for you to apologize. You're literally showing me like it weighs on me like a ton of bricks. I don't know. Is it that you have a hard time apologizing, or is it that you know that apologizing to this person and them actually accepting it is going to be the difficult part? Because this person's very guarded. They're very defensive. I don't know. Let's look at the past. I want to see the Five of Cups for you in the recent past. Five of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. You're showing me there was love here. I love this person. They love me. There was a lot of emotion exchange. Like what I felt for them, they felt for me, and vice versa. And what you're doing is, I feel like you're single at this point, at least in the recent past. You're kind of like walling off the emotion that you have for this person. It's almost like you're trying to detach how you felt, how they felt, and how things unfolded in the past. Like it's almost like it happened to two different people where, you know, me and this person, the love that we shared, that's on one side of the wall. And then however things unfolded in the past and all the icky stuff and the difficult stuff, that's on the other side of the wall, right? There's also a little bit of internal resistance here for you in the recent past. To take accountability for your part in it. You do recognize that like you're at fault somehow, right? It takes two to tango, but I feel like it's a little bit difficult for you to be like, okay, this was my fault. This was this other person's fault. You know, it's not really a blame game that you're playing here, but it's more so trying to figure out which part of the blame load belongs to who type of thing. And again, your person's not perfect, right? It takes two to tango, but you're struggling with that a bit in the recent past. Let's look at the Four of Cups in the recent past. Four of Cups is clarified by the King of Pentacles, which is you. I don't assign gender to my cards. The Six of Swords and the Six of Wands. You're showing me I walked away. I made the decision to walk away. And at the time, I thought it was good. But now in hindsight's 2020, now I'm kind of looking at it as like, oh, I messed up. I'm unhappy about my decision to walk away. And you want to fix things. You want to heal things. You want to come back and really, really remedy this whole situation. And again, I can see that it's difficult for you. I can see that there's a lot of like woulda, shoulda, coulda. I feel like you and this person haven't really been together for quite some time. So this is, for some of you, it may be like a fresh breakup. For others, it may be a little bit longer than that. Like I'm talking more than a few weeks or a few months. Like this is like in the past. I don't know why this person's all of a sudden coming up for you though. Let's take a look at the Knight of Pentacles in the recent past. Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Sun, the King of Swords, and the Five of Wands. You're moving very, very slowly because I can see the conflict, right? I can see, what do I do? What do I do about this person? But I walked away, but I did this, but I said that. You're trying to be very logical about this whole thing and approach it from like an analytical perspective. Like if you were talking to a robot, what would the robot tell you to do, right? But at the end of the day, Cappy, I'll be honest, the main issue that you're struggling with here is your own ego. Coming up to this person and apologizing for whatever reason, it's difficult for you because you do have this need to keep up appearances of like, I'm in control, I'm in charge, I'm unfazed, I'm unbothered, specifically in front of this person. Now, I feel like this person also has quite a bit of an ego on them, but when it comes to apologizing, that's like the biggest hurdle for you to overcome is your own ego. Let's look at the current situation. We'll clarify the Star in the current situation. Star is clarified by the Moon, the Five of Cups, which you got in the same row in the recent past, and the Ace of Pentacles. More than anything, you want a new beginning with this person. You want to just turn a new leaf. And you're showing me, like, I don't even want to reconcile. Like, we don't have to put labels on it. Let's just turn a new page. Let's turn over a new leaf. You know, let's leave the past in the past. Let's move past the past. That's your desire here. There's something that you're not seeing, though. There's something you're not seeing yet because you're not meant to see it. The universe is showing me I'm concealing this on purpose because Cappy is not meant to see whatever this is yet. So I can see your desire to kind of wipe the slate clean, start over, leave the past in the past. It's a beautiful desire. It's exactly what you want. There's something that's being hidden from you about this in the current situation, which you don't quite see yet. On purpose. Let's look at the Tower in the current situation. Interesting reading, Cappy. If you want to fill in, if you feel comfortable sharing all the information below, like what's going on, how this resonates for you in the comments, I would love to hear it. If not, that's also totally fine. Tower is clarified by the Ten of Cups, the Justice, and the Five of Swords. You get the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You do still care deeply about this person. You do still have a lot of emotion for them. And you're showing me like the thought of being able to rectify this, to turn over a new leaf, for this person to accept my apology, for us to move forward. Again, not even like reconciling or anything like that. Just for them to accept the apology so that we can like move forward in a positive direction, right? We'll get to like what I want, reconciliation, whatever in the future. But let's just turn over a new leaf. Just the thought of this whole thing not being completely done, not being completely over, right? makes you so, so happy. The thought of being able to like fix this and rectify this is like your source of happiness at this point. Because again, you have this deep fear of like, there's been too much time that's passed, too much water under the bridge. Like the way things ended was so bad. There's no way this person would ever want to hear from me again. I don't feel like that's the case, but I do also feel, oh, you get the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You do want a new beginning in love with them. I do feel like you are kind of lying to yourself about something here, Cappy. I'm not quite sure what it is. It could be, you know, again, I don't know. It's going to be different for each of you. But there is something here where you're a little bit delulu. You're a little bit like, oh no, this is going to be great. It's going to be so easy. I just apologize and they'll take me back. And even you know that that's kind of like, not likely to happen. But let's see, you know, delulu is in fashion. It's in style. Delulu is how you make things happen. What's that saying? I saw this on like a video. Delulu is Talulu, something like that. I don't know. If you guys know what I'm talking about, drop it in the comments below. Let's take a look at the Eight of Cups in the current situation. Eight of Cups is clarified by the Eight of Wands, which you get again in the near future, the Hermit, and the King of Wands, your ego. You do want to communicate. Ace of Swords. You've shown me 3 aces, Pentacles, Swords, and Cups. Aces are all about new beginnings. You're showing me, I know that I want to communicate. I know I want to talk to this person, and like, you've really gone deep. The reason for you wanting to communicate isn't selfish. It's not playing games. It's none of that. You genuinely do want something to start over with this person. You've played out this whole conversation in your head. You know what you're going to say. You know how you're going to say it. You know what they're going to say. You know, like, you've literally thought this through. But again, you know that in order to have this conversation, along with that's going to have to come an apology. And your ego is making it very, very, very difficult for you to get to the apology part. Get to actually apologizing, to be like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I messed up. This is my part in it. I don't know why the ego is so big with this person. Your ego is usually not as much of a determining factor, but for some reason, it's showing up. It's showing up when it comes to this person. And so you're maintaining this little bit of like emotional detachment from, this is what I want to start over with this person and turn over a new leaf, versus how can, like, I can actually make it happen. You're not allowing yourself to fully believe that you'll be able to make it happen. Let's take a look at the near future. I want to see the Four of Wands in the near future. Four of Wands is clarified by the Knight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. You do want to reconcile with this person. You felt a very strong bond. You felt a very strong connection with them. And you're showing me, like, I do want to be back in their energy. I do want to spend time with them, even if it's not like reconcile romantically, right? We'll get to that later. I just want to be with them. I want to spend time with them. I feel a very strong connection and bond to them. You're taking baby steps towards getting to the communication part. So I feel like in the near future, you're not going to make any moves in the current situation. You might get to the point of making a move in the near future. Might. We will see. Let's take a look at the Eight of Wands, because I've been wanting to clarify this from the beginning. See if there is actually any communication in the near future. Nice. Okay. Get the Ace of Wands. You've shown me all the aces. Good job, Cappy. Eight of Wands is clarified by the Six of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, Ace of Wands. You do actually make a move. I do feel like you do communicate here. Despite the difficulty, despite, you know, your ego, whatever it is, you do extend yourself. You do reach out to this person. You kind of get the ball rolling. You text them and like, hey, how are you? How have you been? You know, something like that, just to get the energies flowing, just to kind of test where they're at, where, like, are they receptive? Are they not? And the energy behind this for you is to rekindle this, to have a new beginning, to start over with this person. And like I said, turn a new leaf. Now, let's get to the Seven of Wands, because there is some resistance here, and I don't know if it's yours. Seven of Wands is clarified by the Emperor, the Knight of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. This is yours, your ego. Gosh darn it, Cappy. Your ego is kind of like creating that internal resistance for you. You're about to send the text, and then you're like, no, 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 no. And then you're like, okay, I'll say this. No, 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 no. There's a lot of like that back and forth, right? I'll do it. I don't do it. I should reach out. I shouldn't reach out. I'll say this. No, I don't say this. I'll say that. No, instead of reaching out now, just wait till tomorrow. There's a lot of back and forth. And again, your ego is coming into play because I feel like you feel like this person's really not going to respond to this well. They're not going to deal with this well. You're not going to be welcomed with open arms. There's going to be a lot of resistance from them, even though they would be glad to hear from you. And I feel like they do want this as well. You have this fear of like, it's been too long or too much water has passed under this bridge or there's no coming back from this, right? So I do see you kind of like evaluating and assessing and still trying to like hype yourself up to get to the point of actually reaching out. Let's take a look at what the universe wants you to keep in mind for this reading, Cappy. From the universe, you get the Ace of Swords, the World, and the Knight of Cups. Yeah, bottom of the deck, you get the Two of Cups. You still really do care about this person. You love them. And you're crystal clear. Like, you know that logically here in the 3D world, things ended, right? Like, you said I was done. They said I was done. You ghosted them. They ghosted you. Like, things ended between the two of you. But you also know that you don't want them to be over and you want to, like, restart this. Now, it's getting to the point of actually taking action, which is going to take you a little longer. But the energies are pretty clear. So Cappy, that is what I have for you. I hope this reading helped. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you here on the next one.